Hey guys, from the old town of, can I say it properly? Phrae, in Northern Thailand. Not Phrae, not prayer, more like Phrae, Phrae, Phrae. Think like try to make PR sound and someone punch you in the stomach or something, you're gonna vomit or whatever. Like Phrae, Phrae, Phrae. Something like that. Hard for me to say, but I think I got it kind of right. Let's have a look around. It's a cool place, a bit off the beaten track. A bit of an insider secret, really, for travelers traveling around Thailand. So let's check out what it's got to offer. So this town has a lot of lovely old wooden houses, as you can see over the road there. This mound is actually a remnant of the city wall. It's got city walls, it's got remnants of a moat as well. Nice temple down there with some wooden houses and some guest houses as well. So as you can see, some interesting buildings, very green. This is another part of the wall here, remains of the wall, which they made into a little park. Very nice. There are some nice cafes around as well. And it's not a place that's really hyped up. This is definitely one of the hidden gems of Thailand. I'm very impressed. It's my first time here. Really a lovely place for walking. It's rush hour at the moment though. School's out, you see. You see plenty of wood houses around. As I said, some nice cafes. This one's a nice little cafe on the corner here actually. It's quite decent. Okay, let's head on down. I gotta cross over here actually. Okay, I'll cross over here. And so you can get a view of some of these places. Alright, so I'm super happy. I went past this town or small city about 8 years or so ago. Got out on the road to Nan and I didn't realize what a wee gem this place is. Actually, I definitely prefer it to Nan as far as the way the town looks. Nan's a nice looking place too, but this one, wow, definitely very lovely. If you had some kind of income, then you wouldn't mind being situated here, that's for sure. Alright, so I've already been walking around all day, so I think I've got a pretty good walk lined up for you guys. It should be pretty much the best way to do it, but we'll see how we go. It's a little bit of light drizzle, which makes it lovely as far as the temperature is concerned, but I'm using an umbrella just to keep the water off the camera. So I'll have to rely on my internal compass to try to remember the best way to walk around here. We'll see how we go. But there are some nice highlights for sure. Alright, we'll see if I can remember the best way. Okay, we'll head on down here. Shop with some local delicacies. I noticed a lot of tamarind products for sale around here. They have locally grown coffee as well. I tried it. It's excellent. Some of the best Thai coffee I've ever tried. This actually looks like a very cheap hotel. I didn't see this one on anything online. And as far as places to stay, there are some interesting ones. I'm going to tell you about one interesting option later on actually. In the beginning I mentioned there are some guest houses down that lane where we started. They're old style wood teak houses. A lot of teak in this town. This is one of the main areas of Thailand where teak came out of back in the day. And yeah, we're gonna look at a place at the end of our walk that's an old kind of, I guess, 60s or 70s style hotel. classic old Taiwan that's got a really cool museum behind it, dedicated to Seri Thai. Seri Thai were the resistance movement in Thailand in World War II, fighting against the Japanese, trying to get the Japanese out, which basically saved Thailand so that they could negotiate a peace, because officially the government was allied with Japan. A lot of people don't know that. And they stood to lose a lot of land as punishment for siding with Japan. Okay, so you can see plenty of side streets with some very nice buildings tucked away, and they like this ornate woodwork here in, can I say the name? Phrae. not quite so guttural or gruff, like Phrae, 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 something like that. I don't know. We're gonna go down here. All right, there's a temple up here on the left, you see, but we'll head on down here. That's an okay temple down there. So it's nice enough. I'm sure it's old. All the temples in the old town here are very old, actually, very old. That temple down there has got a nice little golden chetty. It's an okay temple. Not the best one in town, but it's okay. But we won't actually go down there to look at it, because it's just like, okay, you know, nothing wrong with it, but you know, don't want to start a religious war here. But yeah. Anyway, we'll head down this lovely little quiet lane. You might notice there's not a lot of debris on the street. Not like in Bangkok, where there are like piles of broken concrete everywhere in every little corner that don't get cleared away for some strange reason. Here's another lovely temple over here. Not even little bits of paper or any garbage around. Haven't smelt one bad smell the whole time. I mean, you see it's raining, but it's not from that. People keep the place spotless. The drivers seem to be fairly reasonable. Not a lot of traffic. Nice little spot, actually. Wow, yeah, one of the better ones in Thailand. Have to really contemplate it, you know, and think about it, mull it over, figure out where I put it in the rankings. But it's definitely one of the better ones. Right, we're gonna head down here in a second, but first, just wanna show you this temple from the side view here. Okay, and then we'll go back the other way. Not too bad, right? Not too bad indeed. All right, let's head on down to the next one. Someone was in a hurry on that push bike there, eh? On that bicycle. That woman was in a bit of a rush. This is really, really cool. Wow, this looks fantastic. Big reclining Buddha. And this looks quite special with this kind of formation behind it here. Really nice, really, really nice. I like that. Okay. Let's keep on going here. Okay, back out on this road where we were walking along a little bit earlier. This one's apparently the cafe, but not open right now. You might notice an interesting wall down there on the right side, made from some what looks like, I think it's called laterite, volcanic stone, that distinctive rust brown color. Look like it's made from that, but that's the back wall of an interesting property up there that we're gonna take a look at. What's this sign for? I wonder if they have rooms for rent in there. Could be cheap apartments. Not sure about that. Very livable little town, but you need to have your own thing going on, you know? That's for sure. Small place. No doubt you'd meet some interesting people, a few, because people will be a bit more friendly in a little place like this. You'd be an oddity if you're a foreigner, no doubt about it. Could be interesting indeed. So we're gonna turn left here, but we'll just look to the right first. Okay. And this is the city pillar shrine of Phrae. Oh, I said it fairly well that time. There's another temple down there. It's an okay one. They're all okay. It's not a bad temple in the town, you know. But there are a few that are definitely a bit better than most, with old kind of decrepit, crumbling chetties behind them. Those are quite interesting. Gonna see one up here in a minute. So school got out a little while ago. There were hundreds of students along here, and there's still quite a few. Hello, how are you doing? You alright? Hello students, school's finished, yay, no school, no school, no school, no school. School's finished. What a great feeling, eh? I'm sure you remember that feeling from when you were young. Back in the 1890s, the good old days, remember how it was when everyone lived in a nice house like this one on the left, for example. This was the house of the last king of Phrae, and this province is named the same name as this small city, and it was semi-autonomous until not all that long ago. The last region to be like that in Thailand, actually. Let's go inside this museum and have a quick look. All right, let's take a look inside the house of the last king of, can I say the name properly? Phrae. Phrae. All right, it's a beautiful place. Let's have a quick peek around in here. Beautiful dining area there. So you could have everything open. I'm sure back in the day they had everything open, that the air would come through from both sides, because it's a hot, steamy country, obviously. And then they could sit here and have the air coming through the whole building. There's the man in question, I do believe. Looks like a pretty serious fellow. You'd have to be with that kind of work. Nice drum there. Wow, cool. So there's a lovely garden out the back here. Fantastic temple over the back fence, over the back wall, not too far away. Very handy. Lovely bit of woodwork around here. Great balcony. So, divided with these interesting curtains here. which let the air flow through, give a bit of privacy. Of course, it was a family living up here, so mom and dad and the children, maybe grandmother, grandfather, they didn't need too much privacy. They were all very familiar with each other, comfortable around each other, obviously. Interesting. And this one also very interesting. Some kind of, looks like prayer spots here. Kind of places for giving respects. More sleeping quarters around the side here. So this one could get a bit more privacy here. They could close off this whole area with these doors. This whole side of the building could be closed off. And then a separate room maybe for one of the children. And yeah, that's it. Amazing place. Let's get back out on the street and continue with that walk. Okay, let's head back out from the museum. So across the road there, what is that? It's a school. Remember when we were kids, we used to go to schools like this back in the 1890s. Wasn't that great? Hard to remember now. Been through so much since then. Wow. Anyway, we keep on keeping on. Back in the days when the teachers knew how to discipline you, to make you to be filled with character. 40 lashes tied to the mast of the flagpole because your sock had a wrinkle in it. Good old days. Anyway, back to the future. Here we are, coming up on the roundabout, which is pretty much the center of the town these days, and it's a nice spot. So I guess a lot of these kids are waiting for their rides home. Hello, you okay? They've been waiting for a while, half an hour. I've seen these kids hanging around waiting for mum and dad to come and pick them up, to hang out and chat with their mates from school. It's a cool building over here on the corner, another temple building. It's an okay one as well. Alright, so we're gonna head past this little park area here. Some government buildings around the traffic circle. If you go down this way, take a right here at the traffic circle, there's the main entrance into the old town, and it's a little bit of a busy commercial area down there just before you head out of the old town. Not a bad little spot on the corner. It's like a, I guess you'd call it a city gate area. Seems to be the main access for the old town. But let's head down here a wee bit. So this is a pretty good little park here. Pretty handy for the kids when they finish school. Plenty of trees with some food sellers lined up on the far side, back by the side fence there. We'll cross back on over actually. Just wanted to get over here for getting a good shot. So we're coming up on the Phrae Provisional Court up here on the right. This is where you go after you've graduated school and gotten yourself in trouble, and the teachers and the other students say, oh, we told him but he wouldn't listen. Look at this cool building. Nice. What's this one all about? I don't know. It looks pretty cool. Doesn't look like anyone actually lives in there, does it? Anyway, that guy looks like he might have just come from the court building. He's hoofing it, isn't he? He's getting out of there. Maybe he's had a lucky escape. Okay, we'll head around the side here. a little bit curious what this building is actually used for. Was it a private residence, or was it something used for the city itself, for some kind of functions or whatever? Hard to say, really. You see the road goes up here. That's actually where the old wall was, but we're gonna slip in along the side of this temple here. You see there's this temple wall, and we're gonna head in here a little bit around the back of this cool old building and have a slight detour, because I did mention there are some quite nice temples with some old ruined shetties. It's a nice one just back in here, quite atmospheric actually. But it's a lovely little quiet street as well. The thing is, if you're a foreigner, you never really get accepted into places like this or anywhere in Thailand, even if you got married and had a family and like bought your wife a house, because you're not allowed to own a house, you know, and even if you like put your whole life into it and settled in for the rest of your days, you'd always be considered a foreigner, you know, that's for sure. Personally, I wouldn't really give a damn. I wouldn't be too upset about it, but I know a lot of people feel uncomfortable with that kind of thing. And as you can see, very nice old decrepit kind of jetty thing here, crumbling. Very nice one. That's an old one, all right. Let's head up here. You see this street goes up as well. So like I said earlier, if you're gonna get yourself into a little place like this temporarily or permanently, it's up to you guys, you know. Don't know if I'd do that, but if you did, you definitely want to set up your own little scene. Get a little place set up, a couple guard dogs, essential for security, and yeah, I would say live like a local, fairly simply. Try to get everything comfortable and nice stuff. Hello! Need a guard dog. I'm looking for a guard dog. Maybe you could help me out, eh? Would you like to apply for the job as my guard dog? Right, we just climbed up onto the earthen bank that was where the old wall was on top of. There are still some sections of old wall at different points along the way, some bits, and there are some bits of moat. Over the other side there, you see there's a bit of farmland even. Isn't that quite stunning? Bucolic surroundings. So just walking around this side of the temple, it's a great little view along here. All lovely and overgrown and green. It's a nice shot, really. Okay, so living up on the street where the wall was, should we call it Wall Street? Well, it's funny somehow because obviously Wall Street in New York City was also the street where they had a wall back in the old days, when it would have been the Dutch actually who founded New York City when it was called New Amsterdam. They probably were the ones who built the wall on Wall Street, I would imagine. I'm kind of guessing, but it seems like an educated guess. I don't think the English would have been the ones responsible later on, but you never know. It could have been the English, but I'm pretty sure it was the Dutch, because I don't know, it's just something that seems to be in the back of my mind, but I've read about it in the past. So anyway, leave that up to you guys to check on that one, all right? So, yeah, that's pretty cool. So, there was a wall up on here. Now there's a street. It's kind of neat. It would be kind of neat, actually, living in one of these little houses along the side here. Because basically, you see, it's a good quality little street, isn't it? Right? Made from very solid concrete. You're a bit higher up, so you catch a bit of air flowing across the top. The street's not busy, but it is a circle that goes around the entire old town. So you live on a circuit, you can easily ride a bike or a motorbike or a car to drive around this little street to get to any place you want to in the old town very quickly. And then just turn into the side road wherever you need to grab something. Kind of convenient. And you've got the view on one side of the old town, and on the other side you've got the lovely natural kind of landscape with some fields over there. Pretty much perfect, I would say. Plus the houses can be 2 stories. The top story comes out on this street and you can park your car up here. And then the bottom story goes down the side of the mound, the earthen mound that surrounds the old town. And you'd better come out the bottom part down there, next to where there are some green spaces, where the moat used to be as well. Actually, I'm just gonna show you an example. If you go out the downstairs parts, see what it looks like. That's where the moat used to be, where that green space is there. There are some pretty good sections of the moat over on the far side. If you go down this way, you can come to some good sections of moat. When you come out of the bus station and turn left on the main road that runs through the center of the new part of the town, you come to this hotel. It's not a bad option for a basic old style Thai hotel. So Hotel Paradon is seen better days. It's an old place, but kind of classic in its own way. I actually like these older places, very Thai style. And what's really fascinating is out the back, it's got this lovely old building you might see over here, which is a museum. So the museum is dedicated to the Seri Thai movement of World War II, a resistance movement of Thais against the Japanese occupation in those times. Of course, in that time, Thailand was allied to Japan, but there was widespread discontent about that, and quite a strong opposition movement. So the Seri Thai movement actually made it that Thailand didn't lose land at the end of World War II, despite Churchill's protests. And the Americans, of course, wanted to bring Thailand into part of the anti-communist movement to stop the spread of communism in those days. And Phrae was a center of the resistance movement. Well guys, thanks a lot for coming along. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. So hit subscribe, like, and hit that bell button if you haven't already, and drop us a comment. It would be great to hear from you all. And if you want to support the channel, you could hit the Buy Me a Coffee link. It would be much appreciated. And see you in the next one. And don't be late.